Baseline reading stable. The subject remains conscious. I'll begin the next phase now. Do not move. The restraints are for your safety. Reflexes can ruin the data. And now, where were we? Heart rate elevated. Good. Fear sharpens the perception. And do try to breathe evenly, please. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Yeah, that's it. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm just here to learn from you. Subject 37 displays hypervigilance, even under mild sedation. Very interesting. Can you hear me clearly? Good. Blink twice if you understand what I'm saying right now. Noted. You are selected for your response patterns. The high sensitivity, the strong retention of auditory stimuli. See, I study adaptation under stress. Our mind reorganizes itself when given too many variables. Some call it conditioning, but I call it progress. The world outside still argues about ethics. Here we only measure results. Don't flinch now, please. That was just the calibration turn. I need to watch how quickly your pupils contract. Yeah, perfect. You react really quickly. Again, please. The pupillary response steady. So, do you feel dizzy? I'll take that as a yes. That's normal. The lighting in here interferes with balanced perception. And so, focus on my voice if you need a fixed point. Yeah, that's it. Eyes forward, sweetheart. Muscle tension visible along the jawline indicates residual fight response. It's remarkable how long the body believes it still has choices. It's a very human delusion. Now, I'll conduct a sensory mapping. You may feel a bit of pressure or temperature shifts. I will tell you before each stimulus, and so your brain can build the correct association. And now, first, temperature. Cold? And where did you feel it? You don't have to speak. A nod will suffice. Okay, I'll log that. Next, vibration. And keep still. The purpose is simple. To observe your body's communication with itself. Every tremor and every pulse is data. You are a remarkably efficient machine when you stop fighting. Correlation between compliance and coherence confirmed. I could just spend months recording these reactions. Most subjects fragment within hours, but you haven't, and that's quite interesting to me. Hey, tell me, are you aware of time passing? Most lose the sense after the first cycle. Look at the clock behind you. Yeah, the one you can't actually see. And that confusion you feel, that's the point. And when the mind cannot orientate itself, the body reveals its truest state. beautifully chaotic. I envy that simplicity, honestly. Now, do you feel the pulse in your fingertips? And that's oxygen finding the truth. Breathe again slowly for me. Good. We'll do one more round of auditory response testing. Now, when you hear the tone, tell me what emotion it gives you. And there are no wrong answers. Sadness? Fascinating. Same tone, but different emotional mapping in every subject. The brain insists on meaning, even where there is none. And that needs to be understood. That's the flaw and the miracle. The subject demonstrates interpretive empathy under stress and possible residual conditioning from external environments. And you were educated, weren't you? You think too linearly to be untrained. Actually, it doesn't matter. I'll unlearn it for you. Now, stay still again. I need to mark the dermal response points. Left side, consistent tremor. The right side, steady. Almost symmetrical. Very impressive. Do you want some water? No verbal answer required. I'll take that as a yes. Yeah, just a small sip. Good. Hydration helps conductivity. It's practical, nothing more. Now, close your eyes for me. I'm going to adjust the environment. And what you hear now is a low frequency resonance. It calibrates equilibrium. Most people find it disorientating at first. Focus on the vibration in your bones, not your ears. That's it. The body always tells the truth before the mouth does. And I record the body. You just simply exist. The subject is adapting. Respiration slowing, eyes fluttering, state approaching theta range. Excellent. Well, this is the point where most forget they were ever frightened. It's not anesthesia, it's acceptance. Well, just stay there now. Don't fight it, honey. You're teaching me more than you realize. Okay, end of the first observation cycle. We'll resume when your system resets. So, sleep now. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, cycle 2. Subject awake. Pulse steady. Good. An original tremor. Let's continue our observation. Now, the lights are lower, just to help with sensory calibration. You may notice a low hum. That's the resonance field adjusting. Now keep your eyes on the ceiling, please. The pattern is there to guide your focus. Response like minimal, pretty excellent. Do you remember the tone from earlier? We'll try it again. We'll What emotion do you feel now? Nothing. A null response. Very interesting. Most subjects project emotion onto repetition, and you've just started filtering it out. Filtering is progress. Cognitive adaptation observed after one exposure. Now, slow your breathing for me. I'm watching the rhythm of your chest. Yeah, and that's it. Slower. Good. Every inhale draws the mind closer to stillness. You're learning faster than I had expected. And so, tell me, when you close your eyes, what do you see? A light. Describe it. It moves. How? Like water. Noted. Alpha wave imagery during semi-conscious state. Very, very beautiful. You're becoming a mirror for the process itself. And let's measure attention span now. Follow the rhythm with your thoughts. 1, 2, 3. If you drift, return to the sound. Still with me? Good. That's the principle of focus. Obedience without effort. You're remarkably compliant. I used to think submission required fear. Perhaps it only requires structure. Because structure comforts the brain. Let's test response to language next. And when I say a word, picture it. Okay. Glass. Did you see it? In color? Blue. What about the temperature? Cold. Perfect. Now, sound. Silver. Fascinating synesthetic link. Mark that. You're translating concepts into sensations. Rare and valuable. Your neutral pathways are adapting faster than the baseline curve. I wonder if memory loss will follow. You won't remember my voice clearly, not when I'm done. That's intentional. Memory is interference. And so, how are you feeling? Tired? Good. Tiredness means the brain is re-prioritizing. Now, let's capture the EEG pattern. Signal consistent. There's a slight irregularity here. Your waveform spiked. And did you think of something just then? Your quite a residual memory. It's strong enough to alter readings. I'll isolate that. Picture the place again, however, without people, just the environment. Yeah, notice how it fades when you remove the emotion. Beautiful. You see, detachment is stability, and that's why I do this work, to remove the noise. Emotions are noise. Still, there's elegance in her decay. Very well. Cycle 2 complete. And the subject exhibits selective recall and reduced emotional interference. I think will proceed to environmental variation in the next cycle. Now, you may rest. Oh, and one last check. Pupils steady and breathing calm. Okay, good. Now, sleep. And cycle 3 begins. Environmental variation set to low stimulus. Neutral temperature, reduced lighting, and subject conscious and compliant. No physical distress observed. Initiating calibration tone. There it is. Keep your eyes open for me this time. Good girl. Or record final stability data before termination. Respiration 8 per minute. Heartbeat consistent. Truly excellent. I'll introduce a simple auditory sequence. 3 tones, spaced evenly. Now, identify which one felt longer. The second, incorrect. Temporal perception intact. Note, the subject maintains accurate interval judgment despite reduced sensory input. And we continue. Visual field pattern engaged. Track the light with your eyes only. Left, right, left. Stop. No vertigo. Coordination excellent. Motor control unaffected. Now, honey, for me, describe the sound in the background. Like air? Good. That's the ventilation system. Awareness test passed. I'll log that as final sensory coherence. You've maintained equilibrium longer than most. It suggests inherent adaptability. Very useful data. Now let's conclude with the cognitive retention check. Repeat the sequence of words after me. Glass, thread, horizon. Excellent. Now, recall the first one. And the last. Perfect. Short-term memory is stable, and all metrics within acceptable range. And that completes the study. You've done well, sweetheart. The data will contribute to comparative analysis of adaptation under confinement. That's all this ever was, an observation. You'll rest for a few hours now, and when you wake, this environment will look very different. New walls and same air. You may not remember the sequence or my voice. That'll be normal. Now, the sleep protocol will commence. In 10, 9, 8, breathing steady. 7, the body drifts first, the mind follows. 6, no resistance. 5, good. 4, systems stabilizing. 3, 2, and Subject dormant. End of observation circle and file complete. Lights out.